I missed out on a lot of money, Justin.
Okay. Okay.
I missed out on a lot of money, a lot of potential savings. So me and my wife, we have good health insurance, but every year when they do open enrollment, we'd look at each other like, hey, are we good? Yeah, we're good. We got good health insurance. Okay, we don't need to look at what they're offering. Move on with our day. So we did this for a few years. And then all of a sudden, one year, I don't know if it was her or me,
Hmm.
saying, hey, let's look at what they're offering in this open enrollment. And we looked, and they had this health plan, a high deductible health insurance plan that allowed us to qualify for a HSA.
Nice.
So we were like, we've got to do this. We've heard good things about it. We didn't even know it existed because we weren't reading the information. We were financially ignorant.
Mm,
So today we're going to talk about financial ignorance and just mistakes we all make that cost us money
yeah,
because we're just not knowledgeable about everything.
that's great. I'm gonna confess one too then.
Okay, good.
My wife and I, we made a mistake as well. We had our Roths put into the wrong sector or something, where we were not making any progress. All of the growth that we had in our Roths were being eaten up by fees. And so it took us about 5, 7 years. And we looked at the statements all the time, but it wasn't until like 5 or 7 years where my wife is like, she actually crunched the numbers, and not just looked at it and we joked, haha, yours is up, haha, yours is down, whatever. But she crunched the numbers and she's like, all of this growth that we have in our Roths is the money that we contributed. There is no other growth because of these fees. And we got out of those and we got into some different Roths. So we had to take some action in order to fix our ignorance.
It happens. We've all dealt with it. We've all made decisions that have cost us some money.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is, if you don't know what mistakes you're making, then it could continue for years and years and years. So what we're big proponents on is learning about personal finance.
Yeah.
Learn from us, learn from books, websites, YouTube videos, learn from a lot of different people because there's stuff out there that exists that you might not know about. I remember working with a teacher, wonderful young man. He was in his late 20s when I was working with him. Great with students, and teachers loved him. Um, it was a private conversation. I asked him about Roth IRA. Somehow I brought it up, and he looked at me like a deer in the headlights. Like, "What's a Roth IRA?" He asked me. I'm like, "This is a person that would totally benefit from using a Roth IRA. He's in late 20s. He could be putting money in there and setting himself up for a nice future, but he didn't even know what it was." So I explained it to him. Um, again, a wonderful guy, but we got to learn about money somewhere, and not everyone had it in high school,
Right.
and not everyone has it from parents, and not everyone wants to just go read a random book.
There's
So
that too. There's that too. I hear from teachers all the time. I'll be talking to them and we talk a little bit about money, and they say, well, at least I've got my para pension. That's all I need for
yeah,
retirement.
just I got the pension. I'm good.
Yeah, and in reality, the para's part of it, but it's not going to be all of it. And so I would prefer that not to be a rude awakening when you go to retire and find out that your lifestyle is going to have to change.
No, I love that one. That's a big one that a lot of teachers are ignorant about because they don't think about this little detail called the cost of living adjustment.
Yep.
And it so para right now, I'll get in the weeds here for a little bit. Sorry, I nerd out on this stuff. So when I retired, I retired with a certain amount of money, and for 3 years, that's how much I get every year. So every year I'm falling behind that big thing called inflation.
Mm,
Year four, they do a cost of living adjustment, and I'll get that in July, and it's a 1% adjustment. So I get a little bit of pay raise, if you will.
yeah, if a 1% is considered a pay
Yeah.
raise.
So para can go up to 2% cola, or it can stay at zero. So basically, every year we're falling behind
Yeah.
um, inflation.
Yeah. And so this is where the para's nice, the pension's nice, but it's not going to get you to where your lifestyle wants it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, let's imagine you retire with $60,000. That's a lot. That's a good amount of money. That's
mhm,
great. Well, 25 years from now, inflation's going to eat away at that. And if you don't have investments on the outside, if you're not maybe getting some income from rental properties or
right.
something, then you might be hurting in your 70s. You might be kind of living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
So that's a big one for teachers.
absolutely.
I know one outside of teaching, the company match.
Mm.
Some people don't even realize like there's a company match. I kind of blame the companies for not really explaining it well sometimes, but they do give the literature. They have a website you can go to.
If the company's saving money,
Yeah,
right? The companies say, if you don't know,
yeah, they're not going to come around and say, "Hey, Justin,
Yeah.
by the way,
they're perpetuating that ignorance is
if you want
bliss.
to, yeah, if you want to invest, we'll match 3%." They're not going
Yeah,
to like tap
yeah.
you on the shoulder and say, "You're doing a good job." So it is on us to look at what's available through our human resources,
Right.
and see what benefits we might have for us. And a company match is free money. Once you put in your 3%, they're just giving you 3% in this example.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Another one that's outside of teaching, but we all might have, is debt.
that's kind of numero uno,
Yeah,
I think, for ignorance in the big
absolutely.
picture. Yeah.
I think a lot of people, they have their credit card debt and they've kind of just had it for so long that it's just part of them, right? It's
Yeah.
part of their finances, and they just carry that luggage, that ball and chain with them everywhere that they go. And being free of that weight can definitely get them better things in life.
Absolutely. No, it's stressful. Eventually, you're going to feel stressed if you're in debt.
Yeah.
For one person, it might be like $10,000. I'm fine. I know I owe $10,000 on my credit card. I don't care. I'm not stressed about it. Right? Not you. But some people, I
Some
think.
people, absolutely.
But then maybe it gets to 15,000. All of a sudden, it's like, wait, I got to pay all this off eventually. Well,
Yeah.
now I have to come up with a plan, or do I just? So that's stressful. Now you have to find things to cut out of your budget. You might have to
Right.
pick up a second job.
Right. That's adding to the stress of the life where your
Yeah,
lifestyle is changing now.
yeah. That's the ignorance. And then maybe you're like, wait, I'd like to retire sometime, and I'm not even investing in the stock market because I'm $15,000 in debt.
Yeah.
Now I got to get out of debt and now put money in the stock market, and I'm in my 40s.
Right.
Maybe, for example. So eventually this ignorance catches up to all of us, and we're going to feel some pain.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe some stress. You know, I felt pain when I realized we could have had an HSA longer. It's one of the best things out there, in my opinion, especially worked well for our family. But we found out eventually. So there was pain, but at least we found out.
Mine was anger. I was so angry at the company that we went with.
Yeah.
They were screwing me over, and it was, I'll take blame for that. Why didn't I do the research more on my side?
Right.
So I had anger when I messed up.
Good people like Justin and others, and I'm kind of a good person. We make money.
We get stressed. We get angry.
Yeah.
It's normal.
We make mistakes. The number one thing we can suggest as teachers is continue learning about how money works. Continue learning about personal finance. Look what's out there that can affect you and make your life better now and in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're watching this video, we appreciate it. We know you're trying to learn more about money, so this is good. Pass this on to other teachers you care about, friends you care about, so they can learn about money too.
Yeah, put little comments down below so that we can all learn together.
Yeah, if you have comments down below of maybe some experiences you've had, like we told you some of our mistakes, you could share those. Or if you have questions, things you'd like us to cover in future videos, we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We're here just to kind of help each other out and try to make better decisions with our money.
Yep.
So
great.
All right.
See ya.
Cheers.